question. I'll give few more seconds or a minute to choose the answer. I got 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Rest of them, don't hesitate. It's okay. No one is going to judge you. Okay, very good. I'm seeing alphabet D dominates. Also, I'm getting B. I'm going to give a few more seconds if in case someone is choosing alphabets. People online in YouTube, you can leave your answers. D and B. Okay. Look like A and C is out already. All right. One of you, let me poke someone to talk now. Maybe who can I invite? Maybe Lingesh. I see your name there. Lingesh Lee. Is it a name Lingesh Lee as it is? Nice name. Lingesh Lee. If you're on a mic, anything interesting in the question I should observe as per you? Interesting term in the question. I doubt Lingesh is in the mic. Then let's jump to another person. I'll go to Jansi. Jansi, if you're on the mic.
Yes, Shri.
Yes, very good. Can you help me? What is something interesting as per you in the question? One word, one sentence.
Contradicts original requirements. The
Help me.
third line.
All right. Contradicts the original requirement. What contradicts mean? If they
Going
say
against.
going against, if they say yay, but they are saying yay, it's a caps, it's a small. Is it contradicting?
More like A and B.
A and B as such. Ah, okay. All right. So it's not about the capital small. It's totally A, and here it is B. Okay, it's called contradicting. Okay. Thanks, John. See, any other term you see interesting? Okay, if not, let me stop there. So I could see two alphabets are fighting heavily, D and B. B is also equally fighting there. Gangadhar is here. Gangadhar, I see you answer B there. For you, what is interesting in this question? Any interesting term for as per you, Gangadhar? Gangadhar could not get on the mic. I'm inviting another person with B answer. Mic having problem. It's okay, Gangadhar. Kiran, I see you answer with the B. You want to say anything interesting in this question?
Yeah, actually, if I see the question, it is a past tense. Like the feasibility was already conducted.
Was conducted. Very good.
Yeah,
It's over.
and
Selected. Selected. It's over.
yeah,
It's passed. Nice. Good.
and
10 plus.
there was all of a sudden change request which has been approved now, and
But
that
one
is like
question. Change request approved.
yeah,
A change request, I just heard from you all of a sudden. Do they approve just like that?
because there was a new request came on
Ah,
from the customer and it has been approved because I done a feasibility study prior for
ah,
a one
ah.
one
Okay.
part, and
Okay.
then there is other requirement came like there was a change request has been done for the same product.
Okay. Help me, Kiran. Kiran, are you from current batch or previous batch? PMP.
It's yeah, current batch, like last week
Current.
when it started.
Recent batch. Then you may
Yeah,
not go through all the content. But do you know that change request approval go through any steps here? Do they have any steps for change request approval? Do anyone, not only Kiran, anyone help me? What are the steps followed?
It goes to change
Change
control.
management.
CCB.
CCP.
Change
Can I,
management. Sorry, go ahead.
will I do impact analysis?
Yes, that is the first part.
Yes.
Right. I can call this as under CCB, change control board. So
Yes.
impact analysis, after impact analysis, we either approve or what we do?
Rejected. Rejected.
Reject.
Disapprove, or what I can do? I can defer. What defer means is you
Post.
hold on the decision. You either approve, you disapprove, you defer. This is after impact analysis. So this change request would have gone through this procedure. Should have, isn't it?
Yes.
Correct.
Should have. It is not a sudden change. Somebody cannot open the document and type that, hey guys, make this happen. No, you can't do that. You have to go through the procedure. So it has happened. Has been approved, and that approved one contradicts. Jansi mentioned instead of A, these guys are saying B, contradicts the original requirement. So originally they said A, they changed it to B. Is this what the whole detail is here? Is it what total detail? They said A, and then a change request came in. They did an impact analysis, understanding, they approved it. A became a B, but the original was different. How should the project manager handle this situation? Okay, now it's getting more tricky, which means you add a change request went through proper procedure. In this proper procedure, they made it something like this. Should I consider as a mistake? Should I consider it as acceptable? We don't know. The question is, how should the manager handle the situation? Okay, now I have two set of people giving D and B. Let's start the discussion with the people went with the B. We'll come to the top. Let's listen to B for Bangalore, then D for Delhi. We'll go for it. We'll start with the B. B, I have Shriram, Somu, Gangadhar, Kiran, few more people are there. Who want to talk for B?
So, Shri, hi,
So,
Gangadhar.
Go ahead, Gangadhar.
Here, the original decision itself, the original requirement was changed, or it is contradicting. The new change is now contradicting the original initiation project. So now, as a PM, he had to rethink. Like decision, the question is directly to PM. So now PM can give a thought like, how is this happening, or he can do some work on his part. So he is now putting this as a request the feasibility study for the new product. So if you have done that, maybe he'll look at that.
so Shri, adding to what Gangadhar said, Shriram here, as he rightly said, see, this is if the new change request had maybe slightly altered the original requirement, then that could have been dealt in a different way. But now this is entire original requirement scope itself is getting altered. So whether we will be able to do that thing, so the project manager has to go back to his team or to the in let's say it's an IT project. In my case, I have to go to my IT team and I have to find out whether it is feasible for them to do this original scope. So then for that, I will ask for a feasibility study. That's why I chose B.
Request a feasibility for new product. Okay, for the new product. Okay.
I here assume the new product is there is a new altered requirement is what I assume.
Okay. Good assumptions. Thanks for those inputs. I heard from the B. Let's hear from D. D, I have more people now. Pradeep, I have. Mahesh, I have. Lingesh, I have. So who want to talk for D? Can you give a justification?
Like basically
Go ahead.
you mentioned there will be actually in our organization too, there is a CCB board that they does the impact analysis. They also do the feasibility, whether we can do this or we cannot do this in the time span that the customer requested. So if it is approved, as a project manager and the developers, there is really not that much we can do. We simply perform the change request immediately. So, and also it's not stating that the new original requirement is affecting. So it's just saying that it is contradicting. So contradiction can happen. So the problem is when it affects.
Okay. I think the word contradicting is important, right? If it is acceptable, they will not use the word contradicting. See, A is represented as a B. It's contradicting. If a change is to be B, yeah, we're fine with that. But no. Okay, I see your point there. Thanks, Sabrish. Any other person for the D? Let me ask this question. At what stage of the project you do feasibility study?
At the beginning. Initiation phase.
Is it in the business case approval stage, after approval stage, or before approval stage? Where you will do feasibility? What does feasibility means?
Whether it's doable or not, like a POC, right?
It's a doable not. Let's talk about this one. Boom, 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 boom. In India, we have this bullet train project happening. At least we are talking this for last 5, 8 years, I believe. Do you think feasibility study would have happened for this project?
Yes, 2 trains are
Could
coming
Yes.
have.
for pilot running too.
Could have. Maybe I didn't really read the full detail, but it would have happened. Now, after feasibility study only, business case get approved. And only the business case approved, you start collecting the requirements. Is this most of the case true?
Yes.
Most of the case true? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go by that logic to understand this question. I'm yet to declare the answer. I'm trying to understand the question like you. So I will keep this as a 2 stages. I will keep as a stage 1 feasibility study was conducted. Let's imagine for a bullet train project in 2014 or 2016, they do the feasibility study. Requirement gathering would have started immediately, or maybe in 2018 they would have started this requirement gathering. It's a selected. Product requirements are selected. After data analysis, something was happening. Let's imagine 2020, something was happening. One item. Change request has now been approved. That contradicts. Contradicts means likely we heard that they say and there it is written as B, change, with the original requirement. So look like this team is maintaining a versioning. Of course, they'll have a version. In this version, there is something called scope baseline. Have you heard about scope baseline?
Yes.
That is a scope
Yes.
baseline version 1. Now they made a change of it, some timeline, and they have something called scope baseline version 2. Now what is happening here is when the version 2 came here, something has happened here, which is totally contradicting with what is happening. Now, in this answers, you can fight back and say that the purpose of change itself to contradict, you can fight on it. The purpose of change itself to contradict the original requirement, you can fight for it. But unfortunately, that is not given in the answer. The answer is going in a different direction, saying that whether that change is right or wrong, that's what we are going. So I heard 2 arguments here. One argument says that, Shri, you know what? I will request a feasibility study for the new product. A question is, since it has already happened, based on that, the requirement gathering is done, is it beneficial to go back to feasibility again? Is it beneficial? Question to all the team members here, not only one group, all the team members. Is it beneficial to go to feasibility study again?
No, not actually. Since we already know it's contradicting, I mean, it really doesn't make sense to go back and do the whole thing again.
Yeah, but if the question is on feasibility study itself wrong, then I think we have to go for it. I don't think that area we get inside. So a bit tricky to say B is the right answer. Let's hold on. Let's come to D. D is perform the change request immediately. Why there is an urgency here? Why we have to use the word immediately?
No, hey, Neeraj here. I want to add here is why the D answer and why the change request needs to be approved immediately because the thing has been done already. The earlier feasibility study had some failures, so the data has been changed, upgraded, and it has been analyzed and approved by the CCB also. So that means there is an ample amount of time invested into this change.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the next change which has been received should be taken ahead as soon as possible in order to respect the scope and timeline.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So which means the second version coming wrong is going to be expensive. So we have to do that work immediately. Okay. Then let's see the right
Yes.
answer. All right. Let me bring the right answer. Ooh, we went with the answer D. Isn't it? Let's see that. Approved change request may necessitate new or revised cost estimates, activity sequence, schedule dates, resource needs, analysis of risk response possibilities, which means whenever a change comes in, it is going to impact on few areas. The areas are scope, schedule, cost,
Your 6 constraints,
quality,
basically.
yes, resource. What is the other one?
Risk.
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 Yes.
So can I expect there could be consequences on this area? Is it possible?
Yes.
So approved change requests may necessitate new or revised cost, sequence, schedule, all happening. This may result in adjustments to the project management plan and other project documents, which means you are expected to do immediate action. That's what I heard from at least Dheeraj, right? Just mentioning that perform the change request immediately because something is wrong here, which will impact many parameters. Now, I was mentioning that why B cannot be a good answer. I was mentioning that because the feasibility study would have happened, post feasibility study requirement gathering would have happened. Based on the requirement gathering, I use a term called scope baseline. What scope baseline means? Any thoughts? What does a baseline means?
What to do and what not to do. I mean, that agreement.
It's on the top.
Agree, right?
You have to
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Agree. Fantastic, right? Agree. When I say agree, bullet train project. Which country is doing bullet train for India?
Japan.
Okay, Japan-based organization. I think plus India-based somebody will be there. I don't know who involved. So now, when the baseline comes out, do you think it's a mutual agreement with this two party?
Yes.
Yes.
See, based on feasibility study, we collected the requirements and based on that, we mutually agreed. If there is mistake on mutually agreed, you have to correct that. You cannot go back to your feasibility study until other than the question it says that feasibility study itself wrong. Then you go for it. The requirement is wrong, not the feasibility study is wrong. Feasibility studies can bullet train sustain in Indian way of land, weather condition. Yeah, that's a feasibility study. But based on that, the contract has been agreed. Baseline has been signed. If a baseline goes wrong, correct the baseline, not the feasibility study. So that's where the answer D goes in. Yeah, you got that? People went with the B. Interesting, right?
Okay. Yes.
Interesting question. All right.